night during President Obama's address on the BP oil spill, he turned to focus on the need for energy reform.
As we recover from this recession, the transition to clean energy has the potential to grow our economy and create millions of jobs. But only if we accelerate that transition. Only if we seize the moment.
Is an energy bill the next item on the president's agenda? Joining me now, Chris Horner, author of Power Grab, How Obama's Green Policies Will Steal Your Freedom and Bankrupt America, and my colleagues Liz Claman, Fox Business anchor. Chris, first to you. What does the president want to do, and how does he want to use the crisis in the Gulf of Mexico to help him do it faster, bigger, and quicker?
Well, it's pretty clear that he showed contempt for all of us last night, Judge, by refusing the dog that didn't bark. He has been saying for 2 years precisely what he wanted to do to us. He has said over and over 8 times that Spain was his model for a green economy, which, of course, is central planning with withdrawn and rebranded with a splash of green paint on it. And last night, by choosing to omit, now I think for the first time, his European models for the green economy, he's acknowledging what we and some Spanish and some other European academics have been pointing out now for some time. Today in Spain, in fact, as the president was putting on his makeup last night, the Spanish media was going to press with stories noting that the socialist government had given the green jobs industry 48 hours to accept a massive cut in their subsidy, or the jig was up, because it's turning them into the next Greece, bankrupting them, and they can't afford it. The president cited for 2 years Spain as his model. He still wants to do it. He says we have to pump the gas further, not the brakes, despite what happened in all of the train wrecks he used to cite. And last night, by refusing to cite them, finally, I think for the first time, he acknowledged that he knows what he's trying to do. As
Margaret Thatcher used to say, the problem with socialism is sooner or later you run out of other people's money. Are we to spend? Are we going through the sort of debate that the country went through 100 years ago? Which is better, free choice of individual investors and consumers, or central planning by the government? And is the government going to use one crisis after another crisis after another crisis to make the argument for central planning?
But it doesn't, Judge. It doesn't use a crisis. Go back just 4 decades, okay? We had the oil shock where the Arabs really stuck it to us. And I know you remember where whatever license plate ended in odd or even, you had to wait in line or you didn't get gasoline that day. From that, we learned nothing, Judge. We have no energy policy after this. You know, Chris makes a point, President Obama wants to do this. You know, every president, whether it was Reagan or Bush or President Clinton, brought up, an energy policy. We still don't have it. That's an embarrassment.
Chris, is he going to push for cap and trade? Are they going to tell me that a federal agent has to come and inspect the windows in my private home before I can sell it? And are they going to get that kind of a law passed as a result of the crisis in the Gulf of Mexico?
Well, real quickly, I want to disagree slightly with Liz. We've learned since the oil shock that America sits on the world's largest energy resources, the largest resources in the world. So when he tried to imply the opposite last night by saying that we're in deep water, so to speak, because we're running out of places to get it, that too was a hot poker in the eye of every hardworking American upon whom he seeks to impose energy poverty, which will mean poverty. Now cap and trade. Will it come with his so-called green economy? So far it has been intertwined with it. He said during the campaign he wanted to use it to bankrupt those energy industries he didn't like. He used that term, bankrupt. He said he wanted to use it to cause the electricity prices to skyrocket and to raise billions of dollars. So I don't know how he plans on doing what Spain has bankrupted itself with, what's been a train wreck in Denmark and Germany and Italy and elsewhere, without the revenues. I used the Freedom of Information Act to find out that the Treasury Department hopes for up to $400 billion per year, the equivalent, according to them, of our corporate income tax haul from cap and trade.
So I think, to use the Freedom of Information Act or Yahoo Finance, is that companies like Duke Energy and American Electric Power are actually for cap and trade. They are actually trying to help craft legislation because, of course, they want to get out in front of it. But you talk to General Electric, you talk to AEP or a Duke Energy, they're big utilities. They've got carbon sequestration going. They've got all kinds of scrubbers for coal because they realize it's coming. And they're just trying to get out ahead of it.
I got to tell you both. I am unhappy when the government is in bed with industry or industry is in bed with the government, whether you are a free market person or you believe in regulation.
Well, free market should always reign, Judge. You know that.
Can I address those rent seekers, Judge?
Chris agrees as well. Chris Horner, Liz Claman, thanks very much. We will be right back.